Scotland vlog. So about 2 weeks ago I went to Scotland with my sister and kind of just vlogged it, but not really vlogged it. Like, I attempted to film some videos, but it wasn't so great. So I've just like kind of compiled a bunch of clips from that trip and put them into one video so that I can show you what we did whilst we was there. So this is us arriving in Edinburgh after flying over the Highlands. Us on the plane. This is us getting the Uber to our hotel, which our check-in was at 3 and we hadn't slept the night before, and it was like 10, no, we landed at 9, so that was some crazy staying up time. So we went and sat in Waterstones. And I had a little look at all of the Scottish inspired books. And just, you know, the average Waterstones experience. I loved seeing all of the Edinburgh history and the Scottish folklore. Those books were so cool. And then of course I had to make my way over to the fantasy shelves. And then I was looking at some puzzles because that was like, I love the puzzles they have in Waterstones. And then the classics, of course, they had this whole massive classic shelf that I was like, whoa, they don't have this at the Waterstones I have, not in this kind of design, like this 1989 George Orwell graphic novel. That was some cool stuff. Oh, and this is me being shocked at how large Kingdom of Ash is in hardback form. I had to send it to my friend who's reading the books with me and be like, we've got to read this soon. Of course, some Outlander books. Actually rewatching Outlander right now. And some Highland pictures, Scottish interests. I really wanted to get one of these books, but I was just like, I cannot bring that home in my luggage because it would be too heavy. But I found it also cool to just skim through quickly, and how cozy it all was. Like this book of, I think it was Scottish interiors, and then some mugs, some Mary Goose, as they say in Scotland, Highland cows. And then I was drawn to all of these like Greek and Roman mythology books and histories because I've been using them as inspiration for my book that I'm writing. And then of course we came across the Harry Potter section, which I was so obsessed with looking through everything. And look at the Prisoner of Azkaban Mina Lima edition, like, it's amazing. I just had to show you it real quick. And I was just looking at all of the other Harry Potter Hogwarts houses editions, as I showed one in one of my previous videos. But then I went upstairs to go and sit back down with my sister in the cafe. And the way this Waterstones is like decorated, or like the interior design, it's incredible because look at this view of Edinburgh Castle. And it was snowing on the first day we got there. It was so beautiful. Of course, we had to stop in the first Harry Potter merch shop that we saw, and I was just getting so excited that we were like in the place of the Harry Potter origins, you know, like the inspirations and butterbeer. It was so cool. And then we was just having a wander, and the next day we went to Edinburgh Castle. This is me and my sister. The food though was not our favourite. We were quite disappointed because it was like £8 for a bagel, and what my sister has there ancestry. And then we was just looking at like the war memorabilia from all the Scots that died in the wars. My sister saying how sinister it was. And then just back outside again. Very, very cold, may I just add. This day it did warm up whilst we was there. But yeah, just some beautiful, beautiful structures. And then we made it in all the weapons, I guess, that have been preserved over time. And just hung up for display. And then this next clip is me and my sister talking about how Edinburgh Castle was a little bit disappointing because we didn't expect it to be so small. Like, it looks massive, and then it's just a few rooms with some things in. Like, I thought it would be this whole exploration of this massive castle, so that was quite sad, but it's still good nonetheless. And then we headed to Diagon Alley, well, the inspiration for Diagon Alley, and had a few looks in the shops around there. This dress was incredible. I thought it was beautiful. There's a building again. I don't know why I did that in it twice. The witchery shop. So much Harry Potter inspiration. And I walked in and realised there was a man right there, and I was filming him. So I was like, oh, let me put my phone down. Some owl. This shocked me. I was like, oh my god, there's an owl on the street, and a guy right next to it playing the bagpipes. And I was like, this is not real. That is not real. But look at all these colourful buildings. And then we went to the Elephant House, which is where J.K. Rowling wrote some of the first few pages of Harry Potter. So it's a very popular tourist spot. You can get butterbeer there. It's just very cosy and beautiful inside. We did have to wait like half an hour for a table, but nonetheless we got our butterbeer, and my sister's never tried butterbeer before, so here she is testing it out. And me testing it out different because the only one I've tried is at Waterstones Studio, so this just tasted more like the one that you'd make at home, because I've also done that. It wasn't as nice as not Waterstones Studios, but it was still good, and it was sparkly, so that was fun. So yeah, then we went to the toilet. Oh, there's a picture of me sitting at the same desk that J.K. Rowling's had. But then in the toilet they had all this writing on the walls, and I wished I had a pen so I could add something in there. It was so sad that I couldn't write anything. But they had a little shop, and it was fun to look around. And then we got a picture in their mirror. And then went to the other Harry Potter shop that was right across the road. This was kind of just like a whole entire geeky shop in itself. Like, oh, there's people images of the alley. So they had Doctor Who stuff, which I was surprised about. Loved that. And then that night we went for a lovely dinner. I had a burger. My sister had pie and sausage and mash. And then this day we went on a Highlands day trip. It was a 12-hour trip into the Highlands. My sister didn't enjoy it as much as me because she's not as outdoorsy, but it was still cool, and I loved it. I was obsessed. I was running around the whole time. I was not tired at all. The views were incredible. I loved it so much. So I don't think these clips are necessarily all in order, but I'm going to tell you kind of like the route we went on. So we started off in Edinburgh, obviously, and then we went to Calendar for a little break to get some breakfast. Then we headed to Fort William for lunch, and after that we went to, the main thing that most people on this trip were going for, which was the Glenfinnan Viaduct, because it is the Harry Potter train railway, even though it wasn't running at this time of year. This clip currently is us at Fort William. And then after Glenfinnan Viaduct we went to Pitlochry. I can't pronounce it properly, can't even remember. For dinner. And then we went back to Edinburgh. But the whole trip in itself was 12 hours long. This image is us at the Glenfinnan Viaduct, walking up to it. I was very excited for this. My sister was just done at this point because it was like one of is the Harry Potter Railway. I want to actually get that train at some point. And this is what you just saw there was the river that Harry kind of glides across on Buckbeak in Prisoner of Azkaban, so that was incredible to see as well. A little compilation of pictures that we took at the Glenfinnan Viaduct, and then just, some of the pictures that I also thought were really beautiful from earlier on in the trip as well. These trees are apparently, I think these are the ones where the scenes from the Forbidden Forest were filmed, or at least some of them, and they do very much look like they are. If you just heard a police siren, I had no idea it was sounding. I was too concentrated on filming that it was there, so please ignore that. But then we made our way up very, very high into the Highlands, and we were surrounded by snow, and I was mesmerised by this point. Me and my sister quickly downloaded an altitude app to see how high up we were, and guys, look at this, 1,683 feet high, when back in London we're 73 feet high. So this is a bit great, and we went for dinner here, and they still had their Christmas lights up that time of year, which is kind of cool to see. And then the next day we were just having a wonder, because we kind of kept this day free so that we could do a ghost tour in the evening. So we just had to look at the graveyard, went to some shops, the Harry Potter officially licensed shop. I got some magnets for my friends back home, and I was just so wowed by the setup of this place. It was amazing. They had all of this design on the top floor where you could take pictures and just pretend that you were in Hogwarts writing. It was like a 3-story shop. I loved it. And all these books, all of these old books, or old looking books. Some Christmas decorations, which I thought were cool. I love the mirror that they have, the Chamber of Secrets. Chamber of Secrets has been opened. Enemies of the air, beware. There's some pictures of us in the shop. And then this is us on our ghost tour, which was very cool. We got a tour of the underground vaults of the old bridge that used to run through Edinburgh, that are now abandoned. Well, I guess in their own sense abandoned. And we got some history on them, the old witch covens that used to, have rooms in there. It didn't last very long, which was unfortunate because I was really enjoying it. Well, we was just having so much fun, we didn't realise how long it lasted. But it was like a 10 o'clock tour, 10 p.m, and we got out at 11 and just started wandering the streets, finding these cool windy alleyways as we made our way back, as we running down them. We saw the inspiration of Diagon Alley, Victoria Street, at night time with no people on, which felt very rare and cool. I loved it. So I snapped a few more pictures of the street and the Elephant House whilst no one was there. Then on our final day, we went to the Scottish Museum. We checked out our Scottish artefacts. We saw Queen Mary's jewels, Queen Mary Scott's jewels, and I love her from purely the inaccuracy of the show Rain. But yeah, it may not look like I'm enjoying my time. That's because my feet were really hurting in my shoes, but I was very, very fascinated by it all. And my phone storage had run out at this point, so I've just got my sister to film a bunch of clips. I did very much enjoy all of the figures of the animals, though. They were very cool, and my sister enjoyed that part too. Like, she's not, I guess, the biggest museum goer, but she did like to see the animals. You can see that her filming is much better when she's filming the animals versus like the artifacts. And this cat was kind of amazing to see in action. Some old rocks or crystals, I don't really know. I wish I remembered more from the history of everything, but my memory's terrible. I do know my sister during this clip went, "That's me, that's my spirit animal," which is funny. And I loved this section where it kind of showed you like the different, I guess, stages of life, like the Ice Age, and just the different kind of animals and them in their natural environments and what it meant, like even down to a worm in the soil, a snail on the ground. Like, it was really interesting how much detail went into this piece of, I guess, what would you call it, artwork? Not really, I don't know. We weren't so interested in the like sci-fi elements of things because it felt very modern, and like, you know, you see those things every day when to look at the history stuff. My sister was going mental at this point. She was absolutely enamored by all of the animals in this area. As you can see, her filming is like top notch here. She loved it so much. I think she was like more engrossed in it than I was at this point, which is kind of funny. But it was a very cool room. Look at it. I don't know why I went beside there, but yeah, you can see how high up they're hung on the ceiling as well, and interesting, really cool. And then we went to Greyfriars Graveyard, which is like said